Welcome back to Ace Attorney Chronicles. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what happened yesterday. I basically almost finished this case. No, that's not what we are playing. How dare you? I almost finished the case. Just to realize that, well, the stream wasn't going through. And you didn't get any of it. YouTube didn't receive an input. So, yeah, I basically played through all that for nothing, and now we're back here. Sadly, there's no voice acting, so I could just mute myself, get the voice acting going, and keep eating because I misjudged the time it would take me to finish my dinner. But I hope you don't mind me eating throughout the video. Well, then. By the way, I want to say I'm so sorry again to Erica and OK something. I can't remember his name. Their name. I did not mean to ignore any chat. It just didn't show up for me. And I realized way too late, which is my fault. So, yes, I am very sorry about that. You can forgive me. Oh well. Alright, this is about... I did this yesterday as well because I forgot the context. So, yeah. Susato said... Okay, here. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize, but please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you are going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. But what are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Your Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth, but even I can see that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it. I confess, I was intending to let Scotland Yard deal with any outstanding issues on this matter. Oh. I am only present here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruhodo, are simply a distraction. A distraction? I do hope you've not been finding your shackles too uncomfortable. Not again. What did he do that? Especially as they're on your wrist as a result of my intervention. By the way, he apparently knows the truth, but he still keeps me shackled. I was rather hoping I could resolve matters before we made our next port call. You were, Mr. Sholmes? Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man was a very close companion of yours, was he not? Yes. Casimir was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom even. In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. You must uncover the real truth here, Miss Naruhodo. Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe the truth will become clear. Sorry, the truth about how you really died, about how... One second, what? I did not get to completely read that. The truth about how you really died, about how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo. I keep changing voices. So then, shall we begin? Yes. What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in a cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it in fact no accident at all? That is what we must establish in the first instance. But we've already established it, haven't we? Local. Don't scare me like that. The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Hold it! No. Didn't know kittens could write Russian. Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's really what happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. And there's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right there in Casimir's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't possibly have been a mere accident. Really? Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruhodo. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident. There you go. The truth is clearly recorded in this photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Asugi could have left this message on the floor. That script. It's Russian, isn't it? Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe. I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language, Japanese in this case. But maybe he was studying Russian. It is a simple language. He could have picked it up very fast. And as I said yesterday, he would still have had to learn a completely new script. Sure, you can learn that pretty quickly. I did learn hiragana and katakana to read in a decent speed in a few days, but I still get some mixed up, especially katakana. They're so similar in most cases. But yeah, that doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry, what do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Asugi could have left this message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. Instant death. Ah, yeah. Which means after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything, because he was already dead. That's not the only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Asugi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there if what Miss Pavlova told us was true. What? So, Susato-san has noticed this too then? Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proves this was no accident, in other words.
Yes!
This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. As I said, I played this, but I didn't get it incorrect last time either, so yeah, but still. Yeah, I'm not gonna act like I don't know what the actual clue is. I could have, of course, given you the explanation why I would choose it. In this case, it was the only thing that got me something else out of it. I forgot about the class piece in the bin in Miss Pavlova's room. But it was still the only thing that was inconclusive with a mere accident. So yeah, this piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. But that's the class bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have a satisfactory explanation there. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw. Fatal flaw. What? If that's really what happened, then how did one half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova? Oh no. Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. Then when Mr. Asugi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in the room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth in order to cover up his or her own guilt. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna care. Yes, there was someone else present in Mr. Asugi's. You are wasting time. Someone else was there? Duh. Of course. We know this. What are you talking about? Oops. The cat was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out. Oh, yes. And only other person in cabin when young student died was you.
Yes!
It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details. But I don't know, Russian, there's no way I could have left that message. Not would have, there's no way you could have left that message. To be precise about the details. Would you mind? Forgive me, my dear fellow. As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep in there the entire time. And then the same person picked up the broken glass bell and that had fallen to the floor for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Atsuki really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? The leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well, It was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. The single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item. To be honest, it looks quite well lit, that part of the floor at least, but what do I know? I can't say that I can judge this, and it has to be lighter for the game to work, I guess, so eh. You all suspect me, don't you? Where did you put your snakes? Simon Stroganoff. Nina is a woman of sea. She is daughter of strong sailor. 2 years ago, they noticed her dancing skills and she went away to join ballet company. But before, she was dancer on this ship, a member of ship's band. You do not accuse ship's angel of being criminal. Ah, so that's it. You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin. But that is not possible. I give my tooth. Well, this is all most interesting. And why would you give your tooth? Pray, how can you be so sure? You are a great detective. You should know. Look truth in eye. Cabin bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. Nobody could go into cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Oh, you want to tell me that killer can walk through locked door? Yet, it's impossible. He's right. But wait, I've read about this in detective stories. People often tie thread around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside. Which... this part of the conversation irked me yesterday as well. Didn't we have this conversation with Sato? Where we said we could have possibly... someone could have possibly tied a thread around the door latches and closed it from the outside. Which she then... which will happen now, say something like they're pretty much watertight, so airtight, so you can't move anything from the outside in the air and can't close the latches from the outside, which is technically true, I guess. But still. Okay. regret? Are you stupid? The bulkheads are not at barn doors. Certainly not. These are watertight doors, as one would expect to find on any modern steamship. Constructed of heavy steel with no gap inside, no thread or needle or magnet could have been used. No, of course not. Give me that. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruhodo suggested it earlier, so... Right. As I suggested, son, how could you shift it onto me like that? So, Seaman Stroganov has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside. Not necessarily. What? I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the traces of the method I have in mind having been used before. I don't believe it. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, I believe you know what I mean, don't you? A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside. One way does spring to mind, yes. Do you really know what Mr. Shomos means, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry. Yes, and so should you. Because we've seen it happen. Indeed we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruhodo? Point out the telling sign of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside. Let's go to the shelf. Yes! Look at the bookcase there. See how all the books and things on it have toppled over? That must have happened when the ship made its emergency stop before. Yes, that's right. It's a very powerful vessel after all. When the engines are thrown into reverse, a violent jolt goes across the entire ship. Any small object that aren't fastened down are bound to fall over. I believe, yes, it's what's known as the force of inertia acting on the objects. But nothing Susato-san doesn't know, or that isn't in her book at least. Well, whatever it's called. The same force that pushed over those books on the bookcase also made something else in this cabin move. The bolt on the cabin door. Huh. It was very obvious just after the emergency stop that the ship made earlier. We had come into this cabin not long before and we hadn't bolted the door. But then... Hello? Is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Osanaga. Oh yes. That's it. When the ship stopped suddenly, the bolt flew across and locked the door. Yes, it's made of metal, but it's small and light enough to be moved by the ship's sudden change of speed. Or the force of inepture, if you want to call it that. Ah, are you trying to say that last night after Mr. Asugi was killed? The SS Warrior made another emergency stop. When I woke up this morning and looked around the cabin, I thought it looked a little odd. All the books on the shelves had toppled over, and all the ornaments. It was almost as if someone had run their hand across the shelves and deliberately knocked everything over. Oh yes, I remember that. And I stood them all up again, didn't I? Then, when we came into this cabin, we were surprised to see the same thing in here. All the books and everything had toppled over, just like Mr. Asugi's cabin. Oh my! Do you have anything to say about this, Miss Pavlova? Are you out of your mind? You say Burya made emergency stop. It does seem a little far-fetched. How could that possibly have happened? Unless you're saying that the culprit is all actually someone from the engine room. Oh, it is simple enough. Oh. Are you forgetting the button on the passageway outside? It used to trigger the emergency alarm. Oh yes, of course. There was a notice, wasn't there, telling you only to press the button in times of emergency. On dark nights, when the fog is dense, the captain cannot afford to rely on the eyes of his lookout alone. Hence the placement of buttons around the vessel to allow any crewman to raise the alarm. Sort of button one is almost compelled to press to satisfy one's curiosity. Wait, it was you? When the button is pressed... When the button is pressed, two things happen in the interest of safety. The emergency alarm bell rings, and the vessel comes to a complete stop. As indeed it did a little earlier today. Mr. Sholmes. Surely it wasn't you who... As I always say, a button has but one purpose in life. To be pressed, whatever the occasion. He sounds almost proud of himself. How dare you mess with ship? I've reported to Captain. You are in much trouble now. Now, I'm sure all that can wait until later. Let us now overlook the fact that we have now learned a valuable lesson. When the vessel makes an emergency stop, the bolts and the cabin doors slide closed. So, what we must now consider... Yes, it all comes down to one thing. Last night, after what happened to Mr. Asugi, did the ship make an emergency stop, or did it not? You idiot. Burya is a huge ship with many passengers. If we make emergency stop even in middle of the night, there could be chaos everywhere. There would be. What are your thoughts, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, it's certainly possible that some kind of emergency happened last night. We have evidence to support that idea. Really? What evidence, Mr. Naruhodo? Fascinating. Do show us, my good man. What evidence promotes the theory that some emergency gripped this vessel last night? Whee! Yes! Seaman Stroganoff. It's your duty to patrol the first-class area of the ship, isn't that right? That is correct. What? And the ship's log here, this would be where you record. Oh, damn it. The details of your duties. What are you doing with that? That is mine. Ah, you rather carelessly left it atop the little makeshift bureau in the passageway out there. Oh, my eyes. But as responsible passengers, we took it into our care with a mind to report it to you later. I left it there on purpose. That is where I put it always. The point is, looking at what you usually record, it's clear that under normal circumstances you write the phrase "nothing to report" every 30 minutes. But from 2 o'clock last night until first light this morning, nothing was recorded at all. Nothing recorded in the log? That is that, because nothing happened. But if nothing happened, you would normally write "nothing to report," wouldn't you? Indeed so, which tells us that shortly after 2 a.m. something happened here aboard the SS Burya. Something sufficiently significant to make you forget to fill the ship's log. In fact, are you suggesting that the ship really did make an emergency stop in the middle of the night? Stop talking rubbish. If I'm perfectly honest, I find that a little hard to believe myself. Oh, why? Well, because if something as major as an emergency stop really had happened, surely all of us would have noticed. Nope. You were drugged, my dear. That's very true. Thanks to the emergency stop we experienced earlier, we all know what it feels like now. The ship lurched so violently and the alarm bell was so loud. I can't imagine that anybody would sleep through that, even if it happened in the dead of night. Well, no, that's a good point. What of the throbbing? Sorry, what do you mean? Your head, man. Hi, New. How you doing? Welcome back. The throbbing of your head since this morning, we have all suffered with it. I thought so. Did you change your name again, or did I miss something? I need my water. Yeah. I know, no, I just need my water. Thank you. Alright. Well, regardless, I hope you're doing alright. The throbbing of your head this morning, we have all suffered with it. Oh yes, I have had a headache, you're right. Alright. Might be misremembering. In fact, I haven't been feeling myself since I woke up today. Nor have I. Oh, damn it. Microphone is vibrating for no reason. Oh well. My head has been feeling heavy ever since dawn. Yes, you've all been afflicted, haven't you? Just as I suspected. He's right, my head's been throbbing today too. And since eating dinner yesterday evening, everything has felt sort of hazy. I can't really remember anything that happened after I climbed back inside the wardrobe. Then the first thing I noticed this morning was the throbbing pain in my head. Resident Evil Biohazard, nice! I let's played it, I believe. Yeah, I didn't stream it. The only Resident Evil I streamed was the last one, Village? Yeah, Village. Haven't played 3 though. Skip that one, I hate the concept. But I bought it, I might play it eventually. I had already been dragged out of the wardrobe. Had those handcuffs put on me by that point. Who will you save? Zoe or what's his wife's name? Oh wow. Just can't. The only thing I can remember is Ethan. Ethan's and Zoe, but what's his wife's name? God damn it! Now I'm. I need to Google this now. Shut up. Let me Google. There we go. Resident Chatham. Ethan's wife. Mia Winters. Alright. Now I'm happy. Thank you. Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Tell me. Why didn't I wake up when all that was happening to me? You boarded this vessel as a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, well, yes, sorry. The stowaway class of accommodation doesn't usually include meals. What did you survive on? Well, Kazuma looked after me. He was actually happy to share his meals. So, you enjoyed some of the whole roasted chicken dish that was served yesterday evening, I take it? Yes, in fact, I had all of it that. Kazuma wasn't fond of chicken. Oh, really? So the victim didn't eat any of the chicken at all? That's right, he didn't touch it. Is that relevant? My dear fellow, does that not strike you? Oh, Mr. Sholmes, do you mean to say that there was something wrong with the chicken? I do. No. Really? Is that really true? The meal prepared for the passengers that night had been tampered with. By the way, I hope I didn't spoil anything since you said you played it with your dad. It's just the thing I'm most interested in. Me personally, after Mia cut off Ethan's hand, I was like, alright bitch, I'm out. You can save yourself for all I care. This marriage is over. That would be me. I know she was controlled, okay, but still, it's like, why would anyone stay and try to save her if you don't necessarily know what's going on? Alright, but who in his right mind would stay in there? But well, the meal prepared for the passenger, tampered with, yes. Tampered with by the addition of soporific designed to induce a very deep slumber in those who consumed it. A sleeping drug? So, do you mean whoever did this laced every meal with a sleeping drug so no one would notice the ship's emergency stop? Mr. Naruhodo, of course that's not what Mr. Sholmes means. What a far-fetched idea. Precisely. Lacing every meal of every passenger on board with a soporific drug would certainly be impossible. Hey Erika, how you doing? I'm so sorry about last time. I didn't get any chat notifications, so I didn't mean to ignore you. So sorry. Unless that is every single member of the crew was a conspirator. What? Mr. Sholmes? Well, see, man? I'm sorry to say that any more deception in this matter will get you nowhere. If you refuse to talk, there would have to be an inquiry made through the shipping company, of course. Still, I'm so sorry. And were that to happen, every member of the crew and the captain himself would be hauled over the coals for aiding and abetting a renegade. Aww. Sadly, I scared someone else away, so... Please, no more. I will tell everything. I cannot make problems like this for everyone anymore. These crewmen are your former comrades, I believe. Yes, so when I decided to run away, I asked them to help me. Oh, by the way, could you leave quarantine now? Finally. Should be the time for you to leave quarantine, right? How you doing? We all agreed to help, everyone together. She threw away everything, her fame in the ballet, Mother Russia. We wanted to help our angel. Why can you suddenly speak English correctly? I don't believe it. You are right. We put sleeping drug in chicken last night. Yes, I remember now. I did notice chewing on a lump of something strange and bitter at one point. Ah, good. Hope your family members doing alright as well. We could not make all drug... how do you say dissolve? That's good. Talk about heavy seasoning. At midnight in waters near Shanghai, we brought our angel on board. Oh no! What are you doing? She was helped by a comrade on shore with a small fishing boat, while all the passengers of the SS Warrior slept soundly. Thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing potion the evening meals had contained. You have now? Alright, at least something, I guess. My ears hurt a while back as well. They were clogged and it got infected. Wasn't nice. But yeah. Hopefully you get over it soon. Alright, thanks to the almost magical effects of the slumber-inducing so, if that's what happened, the only person awake on the ship last night were the crew, people who dislike chicken, and the newly boarded passenger, Miss Pavlova. And that means it would have been possible for you. You could have used the emergency stop trick to lock Kazuma's cabin door. But how does that make sense? Surely every cabin door would have ended up locked in that case, and there would have been complete chaos. Oh, I wouldn't say so. What? Ah, of course. Just like us, all the other passengers would have eaten their evening meal of chicken in their cabins, after which they would have been overwhelmed by tiredness because of the sleeping drug. Quite. And accordingly, all passengers were already in their cabins for the night. Yes. The overwhelming majority of passengers would habitually sleep with their cabin doors bolted anyway. And so no one of them would have... not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. What? Alright, didn't know. I thought it's more of the lung region and you get more diseases in that region in connection with your airways, but airways, not airways, air, but okay. There are still some stuff that's not properly tested, so nobody knows for sure. But, well, I hope that gets over quickly and you don't get sick more often now just because you had COVID once. And so not one of them would have found it remarkable to find the door locked in the morning. In summary, in order to fasten the bolt of a single cabin door on the ship, the culprit brought the entire vessel to an emergency stop in the early hours of the morning. You have talked long time and said many things. What is point? The point is what I said earlier. There was somebody else present on the scene when the victim lost his life last night. Someone who left a message in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate another. Someone who tried desperately to hide the broken fragment of glass that would reveal the culprit's identity. And someone who abused the ship's emergency stop procedures in order to lock a door. All told, a busy night. But I don't know any of this. I'm just a little girl. Sure. You like to speak with your long English words and explain your clever ideas. But I am Sela, and Sela don't listen to long boring stories. We don't believe. Lies. Sela is like me. We trust only what we see with our eyes. Yeah, that sucks. Combinations with other stuff. Never help. A laudable trait. What? I'm quite of the same disposition, my good man. Observation to me is everything. Aww. Yeah, my best friend is as well. She incorporates basically every illness you can possibly get and still survive. Somehow. I feel sorry for her every time, but she's getting through it the best she can, and I hope you do as well. I'm quite of the same disposition. Yep, okay. Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, yes. Do you hear it? That accurate, accusatory cry of guilt on the wind? What deprecatory cry of guilt. Sorry, you've lost me. Proof of involvement, man. But you can't hear such a call with your ears. No, you must hear it with your eyes. For observation is the basis of all deduction. When? What are you talking about? I believe the time has come that we finally get to the point that I left yesterday because I realized that the stream wasn't recorded. For one final logic and reasoning spectacular to expose the truth. Life is the best teacher, isn't it? So, Mr. Naruhodo, your assistance, if you please. With what exactly, Mr. Sholmes? With observation, my dear fellow, just as I said, of these two prevaricators. Seriously, could you maybe tone it down with your vocabulary? I can't talk today. Just ignore me. Read by yourself. Observation? If you remember, Mr. Naruhodo, we know that somebody tried to fabricate evidence, don't we? By tampering with the scene of Mr. Asugi's death. What we are looking for is some trace of evidence that one of these two was there when it happened. Most of the things are chronic, but some can be dealt with, hopefully, soon-ish. Precisely, you are delightfully quick to grasp my meaning. Alright, I'll see what I can see. So, we're looking for a trace of evidence that shows someone else was there last night when Kazuma died. What? Junky arms? Yes, that's definitely it. Can I can. Okay. Oh, I see something. Yes. Seaman Stroganoff. You seem to have quite a large purple stain on the back of your white uniform there. Yes, I don't know where the dirt comes from. So nothing in particular comes to mind about the stain? What are you trying to say? It would appear that the significance of the stain has escaped your attention, Seaman. Allow us to make it plain. You serious? It's a very large purple stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform, and I think what made it is clear. Indeed it is. So, Mr. Naruhodo, present the evidence that proves it. My pleasure. Alright then, the evidence that proves that what the stain on the back of Seaman Stroganoff's uniform really is. You're kidding, right? I have to present it again? Yes, it's this photograph, and the ink it shows, that's what caused the stain on your uniform. Alright. It's so strange. I started watching and listening to all voice recordings in at least 1.5 times speed. So when I go back to normal speed, it feels like everyone is talking in slow-mo, and I'm like there, sitting there and thinking, come on, hurry up, hurry up. And when you get used to it and go back, it's like, alright, it's quite fast. And then you get used to it again, go back to normal. I'm like, why are they talking like this? Come on, hurry up, that can't be normal speed. But people that watch everything on 2 times speed, I do not get them. Maybe at one point, but not me right now. A rather unusual color of ink. Purple. Ah, the penny drops. At last, now you see the significance. The Russian word on the floor next to the victim's body was written in purple ink. Couldn't remember the color, but yeah. And the stain on the back of your uniform is ink of exactly the same color. It looked more bluish to me, but I could remember incorrectly. We all know my memory is bad. If the ink had been dry, it couldn't possibly have stained your uniform in that way, which means you must have been present in the cabin in the moments immediately after the ink was spilled. Alright, yes. It was me. I did it. Everything. I arranged everything in that student's cabin to make it look like Wardrobe Man did it. Then I pressed button to make Boria do emergency stop and bolt cabin doors shut. I did everything so no one could suspect our angel. But how did you know that someone was in that stupid wardrobe? Biff, please. Don't worry, Angel. Let me do talking. It was after 1 in the morning. It was on duty. I was on duty patrolling passageway. Then our angel came to me. She was white like shit. Biff, please, you must help me. Shouldn't that be in Russian? I went with her. The door to cabin number 1 was open. When I looked inside, I saw a student boy on floor. What happened here? Ah, those indications that this is in Russian, alright. Please, don't tell anyone. My little one, my little furry friend. Everything that happened in cabin is like Angel told you. The kitten escaped through ventilator into Mr. Asuki's cabin. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor. Oh. I should probably read the names before I read the sentence. Then he tripped over it and broke his neck when he fell to the floor. Yes, that is right. So after the incident, when the cat ran away, Miss Pavlova then visited the cabin next to hers, only to find its occupant lying lifeless on the floor. She said she was worried when she heard sound of something falling to the floor. That's when she went to look. No, Angel? The door was not locked, so she opened to look, and you already know what happened after. There's just one thing, if you wouldn't mind. What? When you went to Mr. Asugi's cab... God damn it! When you went to Mr. Asugi's cabin, Miss Pavlova, was he already dead? Why? I already told you. When Nina opened door of student's cabin and looked inside, I was asking Miss Pavlova. Well, Miss Pavlova? Is that the? Okay. Oh. Yes, that is right. I saw him. It was dark and he was wearing black, but he was on the floor, not moving. I was scared. I understand, and I believe you. So, is that finally it now? Have we discovered the real truth about Kazuma's death at last? Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes? This photograph. Yes, I took it myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck, therefore the victim died instantly. And the unfortunate incident that precipitated these events? A kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there is one particular area in this photograph that seems to me somewhat unusual. A cribbed fist? What do you mean unusual? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruhodo? Huh? Oh, well... If Kazuma tripped and fell and by some terrible stroke of bad luck broke his neck, he would have stretched out his hands to soften the fall. Normally, that is the reaction you would have, even if you broke your wrists by doing so. Which part of this photographic print seems unusual? I would go for the hand. Can I?
Yes!
Alright, if he really fell due to an unfortunate accident, then this fist just doesn't seem quite right. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat. Yet here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say, as though he were gripping something. What do you mean? Simply that that I took the liberty of investigating the victim's fist a short while ago. You did? Oh, it's finally starting. It's gonna cool down now, finally. And what, pray, do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes, show us, please. Why, of course, my dear madame. Would I keep you in suspense? An earring. This is what I found. Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right. A crescent moon. It's very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. I'm not so sure. That crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Probably on the newspaper article. We literally only have, I believe, 5 things we can present with some let's see. No. E? Ah, okay. I can't open it right now. We have Kazuma's diary. We have the photo. The shed log. What else do we have? And those 2 newspaper articles. That's about it. Oh yeah, and the photo of her and her kitten. That is everything we have on evidence. So yeah, the possibilities are limited. So either the photo with her kitten or the newspaper article. One of those 2. Observation, Mr. Naruhodo, that is the key. What? The truth is now tantalizingly close. Ow. How did that crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And so, find the answer with your own eyes. And crescent moon. Do I have to move it again?
Yes!
Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear, even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose. Eh? What? But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon. Ah. I don't believe it. Now, the missing crescent moon was found on the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. The victim was still alive when Miss Pavlova visited his cabin. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Asugi must have grasped that crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell to the floor. In other words, last night in Mr. Asugi's cabin you witnessed the moment when the victim fell with your own eyes. Ooh, it started to rain. Window's closed over there. In Mr. Asugi's cabin you witnessed it? In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length from him. But then the question is, why did Mr. Asugi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no. Angel? No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? What? Her? Is it finally voiced? Nope. Why I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away, the fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto this huge ship. And then, when I was at last in this cabin, and I could relax after this horrible long day. Darka, wait! I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle. I tried waving her favorite toy, but nothing worked. Darka would not come back. Knock, knock. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. So he knew that Hosonaga was on the ship? Alright, he should have known, right? The young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again and I was going to leave the man's cabin... Just a moment, sorry, but... Oh, yes? I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Ah. Ah, of course, you're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was, and how could this man from a land in the far away east know a Russian ballerina? Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made a deep impression on me. But what are you doing on the ship? I'm sure I read that your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you've run away. Please, please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Give me a moment. I could use another opinion here. He's going to pull that cord. He's going to tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then that happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but it felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then Darka jumped out of my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me, I pushed him. So it was murder. Alright. I don't even know why. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. Although no, it's not murder, at least not in the eyes of the law. It's involuntary manslaughter. Right? I believe. I don't know why I did it. I was just so scared. Because murder is premeditated. And if you do not plan to do the doing and do it in the moment, I guess, it's involuntary manslaughter. But I could be wrong. Good. Ha. I don't know what I did. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. He was just going to open the wardrobe, you stupid idiot bitch. You killed my best friend. And that's when we went to fetch help from Seaman Stroganov, who was on duty out in the passageway. I heard Nina cry out and sat on floor, so I ran to her. She was standing at cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said, "Help me, Biff. If they find out, I will be... Please, I have nowhere to go." Yeah, close the window. No. Hey. Joyce. Yeah, you're in the way. So you decided to help, and that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. Doggo, move! Get a move on, Doggo. Get a move on, Doggo, come on. I wanna go back to my place. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it. So that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door. Yes. I went into... Oh, Hund. I went into a cabin and looked around to make sure there was nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found stowaway. In wardrobe, still sleeping. Right, that's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway, who was still asleep while you handcuffed him. Sure. I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign. Luckily for me, that's the only reason Susato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent. I dragged young man's body to a good place and used ink that was spilled on spilling to write on floor. I wrote wardrobe so that person who found him would look inside wardrobe and find stowaway. Ah, Hund! And tell me, what of the class bell? It was by my feet, so I picked it up. I see. But it was dark in the cabin, I didn't notice the other half. Then Angel went back to her cabin and I finished up by pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway. By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway. Yes. Accordingly, the SS Borea did indeed come to an emergency halt at a little after 2 AM, thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. I'll be right back, I have to open a door. Ah, yeah, I made it. Yeah, Jackson. The wind closed the door downstairs, so Jackson couldn't come up. Alright, thus enticing the bolt on the cabin door to slide shut, creating the locked room mystery. There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Pavlova. What? Well, you said that you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes. But even if he had pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said first that made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing here this time of night, Inspector? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. He said an inspector was his friend. Ah, yes, meaning me, who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So, before we could pull the bell cord, May I stop you a moment, please, Miss Pavlova? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Asugi really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but he was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. No. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, the day's work is not yet done, it seems. There's one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? Can we determine whither the young man's gaze was directed? At the wardrobe! First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of the room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. That cabin has been my home for this entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night when Miss Pavlova visited Kazuma-sama? Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manners of truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Pavlova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? A goddamn wardrobe! Do we really need to do that? He literally said, no, let me go to a recap. Recap. Ah, sad. Sad. But I remember something about him saying he wants to... Not literally, but something about getting another opinion. Which would logically mean the stowaway in the wardrobe. Sure, she didn't know at the time that there was a stowaway in the wardrobe, but... I don't know. Would it have been so bad to go back? Well, she apparently does hate it at her ballet company, but wouldn't she be able to talk with the captain about it? I don't know. Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however... what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend sleeping soundly. Ah. Miss Pavlova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Asugi's exact words last night? Give me a moment, I could use another opinion here. I could use another opinion. Yeah? Yeah. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Asugi intended to consult his close friend on the matter to see if, between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of that, what Mr. Asugi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Pavlova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But, unfortunately, the truth is a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. True, but I think they want her to actually feel guilty, and the way she phrased it, it was more like self-defense, although she wasn't in immediate danger of bodily harm. She felt in danger of embarrassment and having to go back to a place that she does not like. So I guess in her defense, at least as long as she thought he was going to rat her out, she acted in quote-unquote self-defense, which I do not agree with. But now that she knows that he wasn't going to rat her out, she's gonna feel even worse about this whole situation. And it's basically for the player, I guess. But yeah, it is pretty unnecessary, because the player should know by now that it's about them and not the bell cord. But hey. True. The truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did, and that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. You are not sorry in the least, but at least you're gonna be locked up for the next couple of years. Although, during those times, I believe murderers were hanged, so good luck with that. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done? Yeah, what have you done? You murdered our protagonist's best friend, which we could enjoy only for one episode. Huh. And so, at least we could only enjoy his headband waving magnificently in the wind that is not there. Only in one episode. Although no, it was shown in this episode as well, so I guess I should be happy. But after this, I don't think I'm gonna see his magnificent headband ever again. Sadly. I want it. I want that headband. Somebody give it to me. And so, at long last, the mystery of surrounding this mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria was finally laid to rest. Do we get an information of what happened to her? 9th of January, 7:14 p.m. SS Buria, first class cabin passageway. What will happen to Miss Pavlova now? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she ran away from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Okay, that's a word. Apparently the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Sholmes can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return in the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away, so now she's in exile for life. I see. I'm sorry. Seaman Stroganoff? I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost good friend. I will go with Mina. I will give myself to British police. That's kind of you. Yeah, I should. In the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste, but... well, do what you can for Miss Pavlova, won't you? Da. But... what I find annoying as all heck, their best friend died. Pretty much right in front of their eyes. And they're not even sad in the slightest. He wasn't even really shocked that he's in handcuffs. I was like, alright, what's going on? Why am I handcuffed? Oh well. Oh! So I'm supposed to have murdered another person. Oh well. Oh, it's my best friend? Oh well. Emotions do not exist in this game. Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to arrive in Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me, I'm going to have to hand you over to the council to... Consul to arrange your passage back to Japan. Japan. Just read by yourself. Yes, I did stow away after all. I couldn't really expect any different. And when did you switch classes, dear? When? I don't think you have like 15 different pairs of glasses in your luggage. No. Do you? So you should be get back to your cabin now. Maybe, but they had some downtime for it to finally hit in between. But then, now that everything is cleared up, it really should hit him now. That his best friend died. By the way, the only words he had about that was, it's such a waste for him to die. What? A waste? Yes, a waste of a human life, I guess, but... what? But then again, okay, it was written by Japanese people and they are not well known for being overly emotional, at least on the outside, so I guess it's his Japanese spirit that's keeping everything together. I don't know. It looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun then. Probably. He has to go through an enormous amount of towels in just a few hours, judging by last time's court. He didn't cough as much this time around, I just realized. I guess the sea air is doing him wonders. To think that only days ago Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we'd tear up the streets of London. That seems like a distant memory now. Oh, what's that? Is it someone weeping? Ah, okay, at least someone has feelings. Susato-san? Leave her alone, you idiot! He isn't human, is he? Naruhodo-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hosonaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over just like that. Susato-san. Now give her a hug. Come on. Give me that. I already went crazy during Yakuza 8. Like a dragon. Because he didn't hug his own dad before he died. Yeah. It's definitely not overly emotional if you cry over lost life, especially if they're close to you, but what I mean is expressing it in an excessive way. Well, not necessarily excessive. How you deal with grief is different for everyone, and I won't judge anyone for acting the way they do, at least as long as they're not harming anyone else while doing so. Sorry. But they, in the Asian culture, it's more, you tend to more internalize your feelings, since the individual isn't as important as the group, and so they put their own feelings behind the needs of the group. So I guess only when he is really alone, like we see now with Susato-san, that she is now allowing herself to grieve that she's alone, and Naruhodo basically destroyed that, ruined it, and yeah, I just hope he can give her some guidance in her grief and help her deal with it. Although he probably needs it more than she does. Probably, yeah. I don't know if you know, but Japanese has basically two language styles. The very, very formal one and the informal one you do use when you're surrounded by people you know well. And anime basically only uses that kind of language, the last one. Which is really only used, well, I'm not too well versed in that culture, so you shouldn't shouldn't listen to me completely. You shouldn't trust me unless I tell my sources, get some sources to back me up. But this informal speech is really only used when you know someone really, really well, and other than that, you use the formal speech. Well, there are very specific rules when to use what language. So, anime is their expression, I guess. Yeah, you should. I would love to know the answer. He had such grand ideas for this visit to Great Britain. So many dreams. Now they've been cruelly taken away, just as he has. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible, but you also see it in Western cultures. We use cartoons or caricatures to express our wishes, how we see the world, or well, how we perceive it in an overdramatic sense, I guess. If you take political cartoons, for example, they almost always over dramatize of what is going on, just to get the point across. So, sure, not every anime is political or is trying to drive a political statement, but in that case, I guess they are living their freedom, especially with the isekai genre currently being the most prevalent one. The self-insert main character, overly strong, overly, well, basically indestructible, undefeatable, and I guess they need that currently because they are overworked and they have nobody to vent to. I guess they do need that stress relief. At least of what I what's the word for that? What I can see in the news. What's going on over there? Just think about this suicide forest. What other country has a forest dedicated to suicides? Strange. On the one hand, sure, you do not want to burden someone else with your suicide. You do not want to traumatize them. You don't want to traumatize your family. Although it is quite traumatizing to not know what happened to you as well. But on the other hand, as long as they don't see your dead body, they can't be sure if you're dead, and they still would maybe carry some hope that you one day might return. But I don't know. Now we know the truth, that it was just an accident. You call that an accident? Susato, did you listen? Just a silly series of mishaps. It's too much, Naruhodo-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Inspector? My duty was to see Asuki-san safely to Great Britain, but I failed and caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again. Huh? Sholmes, stop drinking. Surprised, Mr. Naruhodo. You are ruining the moment, Sholmes. What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry. So I decided to restore them for old time's sake, shall we say. You are a stowaway after all. No. He thinks this is funny. Apparently so. Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. True, yeah. I pushed someone down the stairs and he died. It was just an accident. I didn't mean to. I mean, it wasn't my fault. He stumbled down the stairs because of me. But he died because he couldn't catch his fall, you know? It's not my fault. But I still wonder how the frick he died, because I'm sorry, but she pushed him, meaning she must have pushed him against something for him to break his neck, because I still do not see how someone could break their neck by falling over their own 2 feet. Our neck is sturdy thing. It's kind of sturdy. Sure, there if there's a specific force used upon it, it will break, but still they didn't think this through, but okay. It's the same with the poison in the water bottle. I think even though he wouldn't be able to talk, he could still make sound because he wouldn't die immediately. So he would still be able to, you know? And I think somebody would realize what's going to happen. Nah, oh well. Don't think too deeply about this, otherwise we won't go anywhere. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all, and though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heart-rending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be embarking at the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan and make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was the stowaway. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It was to be 1 lawyer and 1 assistant. Was to be? In the light of Mr. Asugi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. Oh, no, I don't care for me, but... Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is 1 lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications obtained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London will still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourself another suitable lawyer. Yes. Miss Susato? Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? Ah. But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No, I'm not. But what are you studying? I am so goddamn curious. They never said what he's studying. But... Kazuma, I believe, did not study the law as well, but he was still considered a lawyer for some reason. After one semester of studying. Yeah, the logic in this game, it's on point. No, I'm not, but I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it could work. You saw me representing myself in a case stacked against me. Hello? Hosonaga-sama. What? But, as I said, there is still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I have a month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruhodo? That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all of that in just 40 days? There's only one way to find out. I would work my fingers to the bone, Inspector, every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma. He said that there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's more for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Miss Susato? I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So... what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No, 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 it's madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating. Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all harbor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character, no? And you've witnessed ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of this morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passion of his close companion, despite the accusations of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Very well. I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector! After all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said that I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do and how best to make my report. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, would you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer? I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant, after all. Thank you. And, Mr. Naruhodo? I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I'm sure it's what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Karuma. It's a great sword that's been in the Asugi clan for generations. Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it. Always. You're just gonna decide what happens to the heirloom of a different family for them? Okay. Okay. I guess, the sword went missing while they were on sea and the body will be returned without it? Sure. So then, Miss Susato. But I could be totally wrong, but let me Google that actually. This again. Samurai and their swords. I don't need a complete history of the swords. I just want to know if they were buried with them. World History Encyclopedia. Let's go. Come on. Mythology. Disney Free. Sword features. Sword is the ultimate weapon. The art of steel manufacturing. Types of swords. Yeah, decline in use. No. Been used in Japan since antiquity. Reverence for sword goes back a long way in Japanese culture. A sword is one of the 3 sacred Shinto relics that make up the Japanese imperial regalia. Okay. According to legend, Susanoo, the Shinto storm god, killed a giant serpent called Yamato no Orochi, aka Koshi, which was terrorizing the province of Izuma. Okay. Nope. Not what I want. Oh well, doesn't matter. So then, Mrs. Susato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come, yeah? It will be an honor, Mr. Naruhodo. And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. We shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Nope. You both need time to crave, first and foremost. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask of you two. Goodness, what is it? Please, throw me to the ground 3 times. What? I should never have doubted you. You were Kazuma-sama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. No. It is actually most likely to be killed by someone you know, so you were not doing a bad thing of in accusing him. But on the other hand, you shouldn't block of reason. You should still listen to what the other person has to say. You should still be open for their opinion, their input, and their explanation of what happened, and not immediately jump to conclusions. Because that is a recipe for disaster. Always listen to everyone's opinion and then decide who to believe and not to believe. And if everyone is too biased and you can't decide, maybe try a third party that's not involved. Tell them the story of what happened and what they think, who to believe. Maybe they can help, but it's no guarantee. Yeah, well. But I allowed suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, I was completely unforgivable. It was completely unforgivable. Unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. Yep, that helps you. Oops. Get your thoughts in order. Throwing someone else on the floor while not breaking their neck. No, I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. And not just once, but 5 times. And I can only repeat, give you 3 throws? Darling. What? That number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? True. Just trip them and let them break their neck. Nobody will know. It was just an accident. Please, you must just take hold of me and throw me. Do it. Don't even think about it. No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruhodo. It isn't a skill one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess I was most impressed. When did she see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling? Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently, it's called the Susato takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. Ah, how beguiling. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer. I'm sorry, your form sucks. If you are a boxer, you're wide open. And I can say that as someone who's never boxed in her life before. But that form screams open. He's only blocking with that movement punches from below. And since he's in this motion, he can't really be quick and block attacks to his head. Because he's constantly blocking himself. Ah. But okay, he's an accomplished boxer, of course. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you would be so kind as to instruct me on the technique of your resting throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madame. Oh, of course. Me again? Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry? Hiya! As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh yes, resting indeed, and that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no, that was a Susato squash. Probably. In my groggy state of consciousness. A scene from an evening... An orange sky, alright. A scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flicked into my mind. What? Karuma? That's right, it's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asugi clan. I can't believe you managed to get permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katakana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. From your katakana, yes. From you. Can't be parted from your script, no. From your katana, karma guides me. I truly believe that. So, its name compels its wielder to slice evil into. Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. We should set up a fight with Sholmes and somebody else and bet against Sholmes. We need money if you want to survive in Great Britain, so betting is an option. Maybe he can't assess his emotions for his fallen comrade because he has so much brain damage and too much concussions from her. Maybe. Let's not jump to conclusions. He is a sappy fellow though. He should have more emotions. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what that was. Maybe look in his diary? But I'm going to see the place for myself and work it out. Great Britain's capital, London. End. Crash course goes wrong? That was weird. Couldn't read that. Save your current progress. Yes, please. Okay. The runaway room. What? The adventure of the runaway room. What else do we have? Ah, so I can't see what's happening in the future. Oh, can I? I can! The clouded kokoro. Kokoro means heart, so the clouded heart. The hound of the basket wheels. Oh no. I don't think I've ever had a concussion. No. The worst thing I had was... I don't know what the translation for that is. 1 second. Bazaris. English. Fiber tear, apparently. Okay. No, Knochenfaser. Bone fiber tear. Okay, I could have guessed, I guess. Yeah, that's basically the worst thing that happened to me. It was still quite painful, but other than that, it for sure is. We will work together with Mr. Sholmes in the future. The Adventure of the Great Departure. Okay. Ah, that's episode 1. So there are only 2 more after this one. So 3 in total that we have left. Nice. Unbreakable Speckled Band. The Adventure of the Great Departure. I'm thinking of they're probably all references to something, but can't think of what it could be. Okay, should I start it? Ah, well. Start playing from the start of this episode. Yes. Probably, maybe? London 5th Avenue. The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend,
True.
Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Okay, my dude. Step back from Ryonosuke Naruhodo. He's my protagonist. Don't worry.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
Ryan's Coco.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
Now we pan down and all the
Where to?
Oh, hello.
sand.
I'm aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
Okay, there are some buildings that shouldn't be there. But okay, this is a fantasy world that is somewhere in the modern age and then not really? I don't know. 18th of February, 9:21 AM, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Alright. But during the cutscene I was like, alright, we're currently not seeing the luggage. And two people reacted when he put down the luggage. I was like, alright, the luggage will be gone as soon as the camera will pan down. There is no way it's gonna stay there. But they didn't steal it. Sad. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. It looks like the inside of a clock tower. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they've only been built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. She definitely sounds British, yes. I was wondering during the last cutscene as well. Like, okay, she sounds so goddamn British, but she's presented as so as the epitome of the Japanese lady, refined lady. So I was like, okay. She learned her English well. But yeah, I don't know where to place his accent. Neither can I place my own, so. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again? This is the London Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. LCJ. Okay. We had instructions to report here this time if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the LCJ know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord CJ's CJ who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. She's quick. But she could speak English before she went to England, so maybe she had contact with British people beforehand, and since she learned from them, she basically just did as the Romans do and learned the pronunciation from them. I don't know, but the likelihood is pretty slim. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. But yeah, it's so... I get so easily influenced by the pronunciation of other people. Especially in German. Since, I don't know if you know, but we have a whole bunch of dialects in every region. And if I watch some German YouTube channels and they have a certain dialect, I start talking in that dialect as well. From Sholmes, yes, definitely. He's the best example of a British gentleman, after all. No, from the... I know she wasn't really present during the court room hearing. Otherwise I would have said the British gentlewoman. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Ah, good morning. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Keeping you. Okay. Oh. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan? Huh. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh no. Don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. Ryunosuke, I think you should just shut your mouth. How fortunate. Yeah, it does take a few videos to pick up the dialect. The accent, but yeah. I'm not so easily influenced with my English though. It's a mishmash of everything. So, introductions. I am male strongheart? The LCJ of the British Empire. Ah, and I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse. Oh, It's an honor to meet you, LCJ Strongheart. I am Ryonosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Yokoso, London. Welcome to London. The capital of our glorious British Empire. Ah, yes. Thank you. Can I examine before? Okay. This must be the LCJ's desk. I believe it's made of marble. It looks more like an over-the-top tombstone that's toppled over to me. I think that's your fanciful imagination at work again, Mr. Naruhodo. It feels like everything that's normal made of wood and paper at home. Feels like everything that's normally made of wood, okay, is made of brick and stone here. I know, that's why this place feels so overbearing, I'm sure. Okay. Oops. Just look at all those naughty books packed together on these shelves. They go from floor to ceiling. The ceiling is a bit higher up there. And they're all books that you couldn't hope to come by in Japan. It's like a dream. Yes, a very bad dream. They're not all about British law either. They're books about the judicial system of other Western nations. France, Germany, Spain, Holland. What about Russia? Why do you ask? I was wondering about asking the LCJ how you say wardrobe in Russian. What do you think? I think perhaps it's a thought best abandoned. Look at these menacing metal giants facing each other across the room. I believe they are... yes, they're suits of armor. Oh, right! I thought maybe they were like the lion dog we have in Japan guarding shrine gates. Basically the same, yeah. No, not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like these are always possessed by evil spirits, you know. And they roam around in the middle of the night. Really? Is there nothing you don't know, Mr. Sato? This book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. And she always finds the page she needs instantly. She is a genius. Or the book is, I don't know. Where did she get that incredible tome? Okay, what else am I missing? Found it. Okay, the clock. Is this some kind of clock? Actually, I think we might be inside some sort of giant clock. But these gears are larger than anything you'd find on a steam locomotive, even. It's eerie. Do you think clocks are some sort of hobby of his? The LCJ, I mean. Well, boys do enjoy fiddling around with machines, don't they? I'm not sure you could fiddle with clocks that size, and I'm certain you couldn't call him a boy. Yeah, I think his hand would be squashed if it got in between those cocks, but what do I know? Still, It's amazing how little noise the cocks make, considering how large they are. There's actually something quite soothing about their precise rhythm. Okay, I think that's it. Anything else? Don't see it. Whee! Oh right, we can move. I forgot. How do I do that again? Nothing here. B. And B. And nothing here. Alright. Guess we have to talk now. London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? We basically left the train station and immediately went into a carriage to go here, so I don't think we had much of an impression of the city yet. But hey, what do I know? Yeah, true. People can be easily offended if you do the accent wrong. And I probably offended every Russian person on earth with the impression of a Russian accent I did earlier. Alright. Oh, well, I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. I am already amazed that you can remember the language if you're so afraid of that person. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. I find it especially astounding since it was established that he doesn't know English the first episode. Now he suddenly can converse with everyone. No matter the language they talk in. But oh well. We had a wonderful view of some of London Street from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, pipe water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. What are those lies? Oh, yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. He can. He can be a lawyer within 30 days. Learn a whole new language and script. He probably can read English as well now. And okay, I guess he can't read and write Russian unless he's trying to see who can speak Russian and test them on their knowledge what wardrobe means and how it's pronounced, and then be the asshole and say no, it's not wardrobe, it's wardrobe. I don't know. We can. Russian. One listen. Where is it? It should be here. Okay. Achso. Garderobe. Garderobe.
Гардероб.
Garderobe. Guess it's pretty similar to German there, actually. Okay, if we go for the English group. Oops. Yeah, it still chooses
Garderobe.
Garderobe. It's like Leviosa. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming Great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Okay. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. I hate him so much. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Okay. Dude. You and I will never be friends. LCJ. I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Mr. Kazuma Asugi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing! The news reached him before we even arrived. You were... You docked in China? In Hong Kong, right? Yeah. So the authorities there probably telegraphed the Japanese government, and the Japanese government telegraphed the British government. So, of course, it would be faster than someone traveling by boat from Hong Kong to London, which, even with a steamboat, during those times, would take ages. It's amazing, yeah, okay. It's like being astounded if somebody knows before you that something happens while you were locked up in your room with no technology or whatever, and someone else bursts into your room and tells you, okay, I don't know, a house is burning down in another city, and you try to tell that to another person that's currently watching the news or something like that, then when they are like, yeah, it's burning, like, it's been burning for 2 hours and the flames are already put out. I don't know. It's a bad example. I just, today in my work group, text group, goddammit, somebody was talking about a big fire happening close by one of our stations, and it was like, alright, thanks for the info, but I don't need more. And then they just kept posting videos of how the firemen are trying to fight the fire and how the whole building is on fire. It was a new building, so nobody was in there. Except for the workers, of course. That'd be expensive. And they kept updating what's happening at the moment. I was like, all right, I seriously do not care as long as nobody is currently in danger of losing their livelihood or their life. I don't care. I don't need constant updates on what's happening, but okay. That's our society at the moment. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? He knows who has the pans on? Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. That they tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madame? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it then, the moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, but without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asuki, at least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? Nothing? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's... Well, it's actually no one so far. I'm trying to be. Should I go for it's me, I guess? It's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but no qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer? He sure does. Such a kinky boy, the LCJ is. You can probably find one of the books is a hidden mechanism to move his table, and stairs will lead down to his dungeon where he keeps his Japanese boys that he loves to spank. And yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I have Kazuma to help me. And I was the accused. But crossing over the details, I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Warrior. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Now, what you might call a full education to become a qualified lawyer here in Britain. Not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asugi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. Although, no. His dungeon is not filled with pretty boys. It's filled with memorabilia and the British flag and everything British, because he loves his goddamn country so much. And he jerks off to that. That he is a part of it. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself. Probably. I think most people are weirded out by us anyway, so they can come in at any point, especially today during our conversation, and they're like, alright, nope, I'm out. Never coming back here again. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry. Your opinion statement there, Mr. Naruhodo, it was 31 seconds long. Maybe. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. A 31-second statement? What? In what world are we living in? True. A 31-second statement. It's basically, hey, my name is this is my occupation, and I saw this and this. And that's about 30 seconds. You can't really fit that much into 30 seconds, although Naruhodo-san did. I wanna, you know what? You know what? Let's time it. No, that's my... No way in hell can you get that in 31 seconds. God damn it, where's my clock at? Timer. Alright, where does it start? When did he start timing? Okay, I would presume it's from here. Okay. Start all. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asagi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know, it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. Okay. I did mess up in between. 34 seconds. I don't think you can actually read that. I messed up. But I did speed up the way I talked, so a bit iffy. 31 seconds. It's manageable, but not with the right intonation, and especially if you're not well versed in language, I don't think you would be able to get that complete statement out in 31 seconds. I constantly mess up because I think, okay, how would I say it in German? And then I'm like, okay, no, I have to say it in English, but what's the English word? I'm like, yeah. Second languages are hard. God damn it. Which is still, yeah, okay. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asagi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Wow. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. True, true. That's probably the time he needs. 31 seconds. He's a quick shot. Not a good. Not picture perfect British. LCJ. He's just too quick. Really? Test. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defenses yet, so this will be welcome news. Today, straight away. If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Knew it. Presumably you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law. We couldn't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? Apparently so. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, who you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asagi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Let me save. Records, save, yes. Whee! Oh. Here? Why was this saved here? Oh well. Then I want to try what happens if I say I won't do it. So, I won't do it. Alright then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Huh. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry. You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. Tensions. The test is cancelled. Thanks for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm sorry, Miss Susata. But what could I do? It's alright. I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, but resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madame? I think what Miss Susato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his client in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, a particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case, there's literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please, don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. You? And that is you. I'm really his only hope. So, what do you say now, madame? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. He's gone into his dungeon. The Old Bailey. If we are going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. Converse? What to do? Miss Susato, can I just ask you something? She's gonna throw me, isn't she? Careful. From this position, I can perform a Susato takedown in an instant. I know. Mr. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Strongheart. The trial starts immediately. If I need to throw you, I will. You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom. If you need to ask me anything, it had better wait until we are at the Old Bailey. Okay. Sheesh. The Old Bailey, London's highest criminal court with an illustrious past. The Old Bailey. Cold in here. This is where I'm to take my test and prove my worthiness as a lawyer. If we hurry and catch a cab, we may just make it to the courthouse in time. This looks basically exactly the same as the courthouse in the Kingdom of Japan? What are they calling it? Nihondo? 18th of February, 9:45 AM, the Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you? Okay. It's one of my favorite lines from the Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to you, madam, sir. What are y'all doing? Following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would ya look at those expressionless faces? From the east, are yous? Yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do yous need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have no place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving Yaus 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. Ah, 1,000 guineas. Please, Miss Susato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? is nothing to me at all. I'd like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the City of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah! It hit me in the eye! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it ya... It's ya no... I'm not giving it ya no strings attached. Still can't make sense of that sentence. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, is a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me, good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyers, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So, it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Blustering blazes. Do you not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry. We've only just arrived in the city, you see. Ah, I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there is the center of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry? Park? What? It is called McGilded Park. Full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. An entire park in central London. A city of smiles, that's my vision of London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. That's amazing. I wouldn't really, really extraordinary. But now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask ya? Ha. 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 Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Mr. Gilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'd be happy to help. What was I after saying? You daft idiot. I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I think I see what's going on here. Is he supposed to be German? Is he seriously supposed to be German? Sorry. I know what you're thinking. Tiskenta of Fella claims to have more money than the queen. But if that's true, why the places can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well? Well... Exactly, yeah. Are you really giving me an option here? It doesn't matter what your lawyer thinks of you, he is there to defend you. Yes, of course, if you have a perfect streak. I guess it gives you a better look, but does it really? I don't know. Lawyers are there to defend their client. They are not there to judge them on what they did. They're there to present evidence that they can't have possibly done it, or at least prove that there is not enough proof to prove with beyond reasonable doubt that the client did it. Holy fuck, so much proof in one sentence. But whatever the lawyer thinks, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't affect the trial. They are just there to defend their client. Of course, there are some instances where you have to defend someone accused of murder who actually did it. Doesn't matter. You're there to defend your client, or at least lower the sentence that they are supposed to receive. Yes, exactly. What now? Well, like you said, if you have all the money but you don't have anyone to represent you in court, there's no other logical conclusion than that you're guilty of the charges. Well, you call a spade in the East, so you do. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean any offense. I still can't express myself very well in English, you say. And I'm never sure what's acceptable to say and what isn't, so... Is that so? Because you sounded fluent enough when you were telling me what a blackguard I must be. I'm terribly sorry. I can't say that I blame ya for thinking it, fella. It is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. What would be the fault? That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did you just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Baroque Van Tix. He is the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Van Tix stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lamb. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, The accused has been damned. What? So it's reached the desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he is a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Barack Van Zix. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madame. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Oops. Until you showed your face here, I'd made up my mind, so I had. Okay, I think he's either supposed to be Irish, Scottish, but I can't pinpoint what it's supposed to be. I'm really bad with accents anyway, but this is just sorry. I'd decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. You can. Mr. Naruhodo, the man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Okay. I think this is the perfect point of ending it. No! The sentences, because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. That just showed up at the end there, even though I wasn't clicking anything. Stupid game. Exit game. Save. My voice actually survived longer than I thought it would. Alright, I'll be working the next 2 days, so see you probably on Monday? Yeah, probably. Let's see where this obviously not in our favor trial is going to lead us. He's so obviously guilty already. Oh well. your ears get better soon. Okay, thanks for stopping by. And Itachi as well. Now called something something Scarlet. Yeah. Nope. Same. Cybot? Okay, Scarlet. Yeah. It sure was. It's been a while. I don't know, the last chapters didn't really give any fodder for conversation. So it was fun making fun of the characters with you. Let's see if we get to see the LCJ's dungeon at one point. Oh well, I shouldn't talk too much. I am so tired. See you probably on Monday, if you have the time, of course. Bye bye!